Recording.
Hurrah!
Excellent start. Hurrah! Anyway,
yeah.
This is the first vlog I've ever done.
Same here, actually.
Is it painfully obvious? And now that we've lost half the viewers, I'm Peter.
This is Mennat. Hi.
And last night we caught the midnight screening of Iron Man 3. We were going to do this straight after, live from my beautiful girlfriend's car.
Thank you, hun.
But we were tired. Very, very tired.
Absolutely shattered.
And before people comment saying, you ripped that off of Brad Jones, yes I did. And as a show of good faith, I shall put a link to his website in the description. Oh god, I'm doing that thing where they point at the description.
Put your hands down, honey. Let's get on with it.
I guess, spoilers. Most likely spoilers. Probably for all three in Avengers.
Anyone who likes this...
Point. Talk.
There's meant to be a point?
You said anyone who likes this.
Alright. Basically, if you do like this... Sorry. You may sit, watch and listen and not be annoyed with the spoilers. But anyone who doesn't like this... shouldn't be even here!
It's a vlog. We're doing a film review. Don't get angry.
I can be angry. Wait until we get started.
You liked the film.
It was good. I didn't say it was fantastic.
Anyway, yeah, this is Iron Man Extremis, the graphic novel, which was meant to be one of the main inspirations for the film, but there's bits of it, but it's mostly an original story. Which is probably a good thing, really, but it's sort of like... Oh, we'll get into that anyway. I guess we should... what did you think of the first Iron Man film?
I rather like the first Iron Man film, but then again, it's the same for all first films. They're always really, really good. Normally, yeah.
Let's not talk about Fantastic Four 1.
Okay, I said
But then
not
again,
all of them.
comparison to the sequel, it's gold. I loved Iron Man 1. I actually thought it was really, really excellent.
Yeah.
Blended sort of the elements. The origin was... Pretty much was the origin from the course. I mean, okay, we didn't have wrestling Vietnamese, and he wasn't trapped in the armour permanently like he was originally, but
I was actually quite impressed with the Arabic as well, because yeah, that was spot on.
Veteran Pro.
Hi.
We just lost more of the viewers.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
Iron Man 1 I really liked. Anyway, Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2 was good as well. Also had its down points. Just let me think, it's been a while since I last saw it. Despite the fact I only need the DVD. What, it's been a while, like I said.
Yeah,
I think the last time I saw it was when I was on night shift, but I had it playing in the background with really low sound.
Yeah. Anyway, I liked Iron Man 2. I did, not as much as the first. I'm not the first to say, but I've heard a few people say this, and I kind of agree that maybe they had the script for Iron Man 2, and it was all punky-dory fine, and then the Avengers stuff was added. Because some of the stuff, like, as much as I love Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, she just feels a little out of place in that film.
She just seemed to...
She doesn't really...
I do agree with you on that point, because she just seemed to be there for the sake of being there.
I mean, yeah, she breaks in at the end and makes it so War Machine isn't under control of Hammer anymore, but really, other than that, she's kind of just spying on Tony Stark.
Who's later a consultant?
Yeah.
Get some consultant.
But anyway, for the most part, what about the recasting of War Machine? Rhodes.
Rhodes.
I like
the Rhodes. I prefer the original Rhodes, to be honest with you, in comparison to the third one.
Neither of us remember what either of these actors... The second guy was Don something.
I don't know names. Leave it alone.
We know a lot of the other main people's real names. We're fine.
Are we?
I liked both. Maybe it was just because I really liked the guy in the original film. It took me a while to warm up to the second guy, but I think he does a good job. I would say about the fact that Rhodes in the first one is kind of a doormat for Tony Stark, but I think that's more the writing. It's not the actor.
Yeah.
And but I mean, anyway, and then those Avengers, which I'm not gonna say it focused on all of them equally, but Iron Man's the one who kind of has the bit at the end where he saves the city from the nuke. I mean, but this film actually continues on from that. It actually Iron Man 3, Tony Stark's basically suffering anxiety attack.
Yeah, he gets post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, that's
he's
it.
kind of having
PTSD,
a breakdown due to seeing another universe. And
that was a lot to take on, to be honest. You've got an entire race. You've got a nuclear warhead of some kind, which you're carrying in your arms up through a wormhole. You see this whole entire new galaxy in front of you. You think you're about to die. You almost do die, and then suddenly, wham! You're still alive, and you're talking about shawarma.
Yeah, shawarma.
In Arabic, it's shawarma, which is absolutely delicious, by the way. Go get some now. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I bet the sales of shawarma rocketed after
I'm
that
quite sure
film.
they did. I'm quite sure they did. I just remember going,
like after the film In Bruges, tourism in the town of Bruges went really high. Anyway, this film...
if you notice, mention anything in a movie and then suddenly skyrocketing sales.
Only if it's a good movie. Yeah, basically the film starts... Pepper Potter's moved in with Tony Stark. He's still in his really kind of awesome cliffside mansion.
Didn't she move in the second one?
No, they got together at the end of the film, and they're together. They're a couple in Avengers, but you never find out if they moved in because you never see any scenes.
You never see them. Yeah,
they're at Stark Tower, which I would have thought would have appeared maybe in this, but I guess he never really goes to New York, and I guess that's kind of probably part of his anxiety for the events. I mean, he does refer to it just simply. He doesn't say the Jutari attack or the wormhole incident. He just says New York.
He just labels it as New York. Well, it explains a lot. I mean, think of the Simpsons episode.
Which one?
The one where he goes to New York to pick up his car.
Okay, I think Homer Simpson's Homer Simpson's fear of New York's a bit different.
Kalkalash.
Yes.
No beer, only crab juice.
Yeah, I wonder if after that episode everyone went out and bought kakarash.
What the hell's kalkalash anyway? And like,
Mountain Dew or crab juice? Ew! I'll have a crab juice.
I'm allergic to shellfish.
It's okay. I like Mountain Dew. I don't get that joke. I've never met anyone who doesn't like Mountain Dew. They're going to England.
As long as it's not the red one, that's not nice.
I've only ever had the normal one,
the green one is nice. If you ever come across the red one, it's not so bad.
The green one, the original. Funny, anyone who's not in England, who's in America, Mountain Dew's got so much sugar or chemicals or whatever, it's actually classed as an energy drink due to British snack standards.
It's Mountain Dew Energy!
Yeah. It's in the fridge with the Coke and stuff, but it's classed as an energy drink technically. Anyway,
we digress.
So what did you think of Iron Man 3?
It's a good movie. I do not deny it. It's blended in the action with realism and with Tony Stark being out of the suit most of the time.
Yeah.
That was really, really, really well done. So you see, the movie's focusing more on the man behind the suit rather than the man in the suit, which I thought was wonderful. It's more deeper and better character development and also fantastic continuity. Yeah,
like the first film was more about him creating the armor, but it was also sort of the story about him getting his company back. The first one was his realization from not wanting to be an arms dealer anymore.
Yeah.
Second
one is when I think he let the suit get to his head. To be honest with you.
In a way, yeah. The second one's mostly Iron Man. It's got the whole thing about him fixing the power supply. And this one, yeah, he's in it quite a bit. I mean, there's a great bit where he's in a restaurant with Rhodes. They're just chatting, and it's like his first anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Or the first one you see that properly gets called that. And he stumbles out the restaurant. And I thought he was hallucinating because it was all shaky cam and stuff. But he walks up to, and there's the suit just stand outside the restaurant, like next to the motorbikes that are parked up. He just steps into it and it clamps on. But then you see Rhodes run up and it's like, oh wait, so he literally just parked his suit outside the restaurant.
But then again, he says it's all his suits are credit to him, so that's not a problem,
cool.
is it? You just can't walk in and just put on a suit.
I know. I thought that was a really funny touch. Like,
is that in a parking space?
Yes.
Bring an Iron Patriot and they'll fuck them in together.
Yeah, Rhodes. Like, everyone saw the images of War Machines, who's now Star Spangled Banner, but they actually call him Iron Patriot, which I guess makes sense since the Spider-Man films aren't part of the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, and they're still owned by Sony, and they couldn't really ever do the Iron Patriot without having Iron Man. So yeah, I don't mind them nicking Iron Patriot, and
although I do miss War Machine.
Well, you know, in any sequel film, he's going to be called War Machine. There's there's a bit where Toy Story's on the phone, War Machine. What is it? He's just saying he's having to hack whatever. AIM. I forget what it stands for, but it's a baddie organisation that's been in Marvel for apparently a long time, and they're the
it was Advanced Idea Mechanics, something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, so it's like, what's your login? Same as it's always been. Something like War Machine 88.
War Machine 68.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay,
your
what's your password? You don't have to change your password every time you hack in.
I do, because you keep hacking into it.
Yeah, so, what's your password? He's just, by the way,
War Machine rocks with an X.
All capitals. But he's in Iraq interrogating people, and he says this on the phone. Yeah. He's like doing this. I mean, it's like, is the phone built into the hand piece? Because he's still doing
he's just going to push the button on the headset.
Yeah. And
he's holding up these terrorists.
All the terrorists just start laughing, and his Gatling gun thing just goes and points at them. I just love.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, well, all the terrorists speak English apparently. At least it. Wait, I just thought
they all speak English.
No, can they hear Tony Stark? Like, to get the context of why that's funny? Or is it because he mentions his password? Anyway,
it's because they can hear Rhodes, but they can't hear Stark?
Yeah, but,
similar to a phone, isn't it?
But, there is sort of one cool... There's, this is around the bit, because, after it's in the trailer where you see the helicopters bombing his mansion and it falls into the sea. Everyone thinks Tony Stark's gone down with it. Like, they know very quickly they haven't found a body, but like everyone thinks he's dead. I mean, he sort of he phones Pepper, and you think it's going to be like a voicemail. Well, it's actually she's got one of his helmets, and it's got a beeping light inside. She puts it on, and it comes up retinal scan Pepper Potts, and then plays the message, which I thought that was quite a cool little thing. She actually ends up in armor at least. Just the once. He
controls the armor to put it on her to protect her.
And tell because the building's going to tells her to get out. And once she's safe, anyone who knows who's read Extremis or Extremis as they call it in the film, I think. I always pronounce it Extremis. I mean, it's a comic. I never actually heard anyone see it. I read it, but anyway. Know the story it's about.
Isn't he cute, guys?
It's about
mine. Anyway, carry on.
It's about a Extremis is a formula that gives people superpowers. It's like in the comic they actually see it's like trying to be the super soldier serum, but this one works, and they actually explain how it works in the comic. They briefly do in the film, but I think they did very quickly. Like, did you get how it worked?
It was recoding. Basically, it's recoding the DNA. You hack into it and you isolate the area where all healing function and all the metabolism and everything that part of the brain is controlled.
I wasn't sure.
Science, I like it.
I already knew how Extremis worked from the comic, so it's like I was trying to think, did they really explain it in the film? It's like basically a fictional area of the brain that's basically the blueprint for the human body. So it's like you cut yourself, that's the area it says that's not how it's meant to be, fix it.
And it does.
Extremis in the comic, basically you rewrite the blueprint. So it's like the guy in the comic is like he gets rewritten to have flame breath, electric darts in his fingers, super speed, super strength.
Basically, he's like
healing ability.
Swiss Army knife version of Wolverine.
Yeah. He's kind of, I think, what they were going for with Deadpool in Wolverine Origins, having all these powers together, but it kind
Swiss Army.
But
that's why he should be called.
The difference is, it's loads of people have the Extremis in the film. But anyway, in the comic, you'll know it's Tony Stark uses he reprograms himself, but uses Extremis in the comic, and it programs him so he can have the ability to psychically command the suit armor to come on him and aid him in controlling it. At the beginning of the film, he's just sort of figured it out himself and is already doing it before Extremis is even mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but, so it's sort of, that's what I mean, it's got the elements of Extremis, but does them very different, like, I forget the character's name, but Guy Pearce, who did he play?
Aldrich,
Killian. Killian?
Aldrich Kildred.
Aldrich.
Aldrich, it's Aldrich!
In Extremis, there's the two scientists who made the thing.
Killigan!
Aldrich Killigan is one of them. And there's the woman who's in the film as well.
I remember her first name being Maya.
Anyway, Aldrich, in the comic, basically, what they've done, and spoilers for the comic now as well, is they sell the Extremis to this like terrorist. It's like there's these few guys, but they go the one who gets it goes on a rampage and kills loads of people. But and he appears in 2 pages. He kills himself because of it, and the woman though, Maya, whatever she's called, she in the
scientist, yeah.
In the comic, she feels like in this, it's kind of reversed because Killian feels no guilt towards what he's done because he purely just believes in his own goals, and that's fine as long as he gets them. Whereas in the comic, he couldn't handle what might happen from what he did and shot himself. Maya in the film is sort of tries to redeem herself at the end, but gets shot. But in the
but then Aldrich, he only had about 2 pages worth of
in the comic,
of screen time in the comic.
In the comic, she actually lives in the comic. It's at the end Tony realizes was also helped. She was with Killigan and sold the thing to the terrorists, where like she tried to say it was just him. But what happens is she feels no guilt. Like, at the end, she basically just says, quote, it's a famous quote, I don't really know what it's about the atom bomb or something. It's like, the weapon had to be used once in aggression so that it never again would be. And that was philosophy. I can't remember. It's been a while since I read it, but I should have read it in preparation for the film, really, but probably would have just made me notice more differences. Anyway, we're back to bits from the film. I don't mind them rewriting it, because, I mean, the comic's one thing.
Yeah,
the
well,
film,
obviously, you can't use the same... Not everything can be used for the film.
Yeah, I mean...
Different medias
they say it's based on Extremis, but the guy just took a few elements and added them into... I think they probably already had their own story that they want to tell, but, well, let's talk about the bit that's...
Well, we've talked about Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about War Machine / Rhodes. We've talked a bit about Pepper Potts and about the bad guys.
Oh, one thing I was going to add about...
We should talk about Ming? Ming? Sorry, I keep thinking of Flash Gordon for some reason. Mandarin.
You know, actually, they both suffered the same fate in the 90s. With Dr. No in the James Bond Jr. cartoon, because they were worried of making stereotypically looking Asian characters that people complain of racism. So, the Mandarin in the 90s cartoon, Ming the Merciless in a Flash Gordon cartoon, and Dr. No
They were all green?
Yeah, they painted them green. Because, it's not racist if you just make every Asian person green. If you just write out Asian people and have them green-skinned people, that's not racist at all.
Oh, because they're not lizard men. We're going to get sued by the lizard men, aren't we?
Yes, Dr. Kurt Connors is going to come and... Yeah, that's one thing. With extremists, you see there's a woman got around and she just grows it back really quickly, and it's just like, wow, it took Kurt Connors half a film and several years of research. Half a film, and it's like this long scene where his arm grows back. This woman got it in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, you expect her to turn into the Human Torch after that.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like fire. Well, they do. That's the one thing. There's loads of people who have the extremist
what was the name
powers.
of that? What was the name of that Pokemon? I mean, there was one move that some Pokemon could do. It was an explosion. What was it?
The one that looked like a Pokeball.
Yeah, Electrode.
Yeah, that's it.
Electrode. Yeah.
Oh yeah, these people, if they ask, what is it? Can you regulate it? Which I guess means
Can you
take the extremist doses at the right time? Like I think it's implied if they get addicted and just start taking them, they explode. They turn into human balls. Like to the point where anyone too close to them vaporizes.
I am seriously tempted to edit a Pokemon clip into this video right now with Electrode exploding.
You're not doing that.
Not if I steal your camera.
Anyway, I was going to say, we're going to get on to the Mandarin, which is probably the bit that might annoy a lot of people, because you've annoyed you, did it?
It seriously did. It really did.
From the trailers and clips, you might say if you haven't seen it, Ben Kingsley, not quite the comic Mandarin, but really damn good.
He looked the part, he acted the part.
Anyway, first scene, Tony Stark, who, he isn't an army, he's as Tony Stark, he's built gadgets from stuff from like a hardware store, breaks into this mansion, into the room where the Mandarin's staying. Mandarin's first line comes out the bathroom, "Oh, you want to give it 5 minutes before you go in there?" And he is very, very English. He's like watching football and so, and it turns out he's an actor who was hired by Killian to be this sort of puppet, this sort of very theatrical cover man for all the stuff he was doing. I'm not entirely sure how he benefited from blowing things up.
No, he just sat on that chair and
and got the Mandarin.
I think he was. They thought he was just doing like some kind of terrorist movie or something.
I mean, he thought it was just a movie. The guy playing him, he didn't know that actually the stuff he was doing was referring to real bombings and stuff. I mean, I actually really liked Ben Kingsley as both characters, and to be honest, it was a good twist. Did not see it coming.
No one did.
Oh. Yeah, no, I can't. I never heard any theories about that. Killian at the end has these like dragon tattoos on and says, "I was the Mandarin the whole time. I am the Mandarin." It's just like weak. I mean, at least Ben Kingsley had the rings. I mean, they don't need to have powers, but
don't get me started on the rings.
But no, they could. I mean, at the end of the day, they might, since he's a fake Mandarin, there might still be a real Mandarin out there who will appear.
Yeah, because he has 10 rings exactly like that are activated with alien technology and shoot magical beams.
Yeah, actually, my knowledge of the Mandarin comes from the code. I mean, I've read some stuff from the guys who created the films that basically said they were very flexible with how they adapted the Mandarin, a lot more than we were led to believe.
With a
because
take it with a pinch of salt.
They said there isn't, and which is true, they said there isn't really any definitive Mandarin stories, which, thinking of it, I mean, I've read a lot of comics. I've read a few with the Mandarin. I have never heard of, like, there's loads of famous stories with Magneto, Doctor Doom. I haven't heard of anyone talk about that great series where the Mandarin almost took down the Avengers. I mean, I only know him from the cartoon and briefly in the comics. I mean, I don't know, is he a fan favourite? Is he? Or is he
I
just?
think he's known as the
He's-
arch rival for Iron Man.
Yeah, and they said it's mostly just due to the fact he has been the longest, the oldest rival to Iron Man. He's sort of always been there.
Lovely.
I mean, some like the cartoons really play up the magic versus technology thing. Which,
Yeah, like with the 90s
Yeah.
Iron Man cartoon, isn't it?
I mean, I understand why they didn't use Mandarin in the first two films, because, I think they kind of wanted to avoid, since they were...
Save the best for last, I thought.
I was going to say they were sticking very technology. They were really kind of sticking to this sort of...
Yeah.
Okay, not very realistic. It's about man.
Well, first he has to create and settle, and then
it's more.
hence comes the evil enemy, wouldn't it?
It's a sci-fi film. The first two Iron Mans are sci-fi films.
Well, yeah.
And just having magic there it kind of would clash. But after he's met Thor, who I know Tony Stark doesn't believe it's magic, and even Thor.
But yeah, even with Thor, it was a mix of technology
Yeah,
with
Thor
magic.
says it's just alien technology, but at the end of the day, you could have had the Mandarin with
alien
Asgard or
technology.
any other technology, and it would have worked in concept film. But I'm still hoping they will do that. I mean, the sort of talks as Robert Downey Jr.'s contract to play Tony Stark has now ended because he's been main character in 4 films. He had the cameo in Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
But I think most people think he's going to sign on to do more.
I don't see why not. I think
Uh,
he's pretty much centered himself as Tony Stark. I think he's an excellent Tony Stark. I like it.
You can't really imagine anyone else doing it now.
Exactly. I mean, he's taken the role and made it his own.
Yeah,
I'm really impressed with what he's done so far.
I mean, it's like if they did recast him, I would wait and see whoever they did. But
I prefer Robert Downey Jr.
I don't know. I said that about Ed Norton, but Mark Ruffalo really won me over.
Good for you.
I thought everyone liked Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner. That reminds me, we didn't stick around.
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
It was like 2:30. We were really tired, so we left after because
the movie finished at about 2:30. I'm the one driving, so it's through sheer will and determination. I've got to keep my eyes open as I drive us back home.
We went home to sleep. Apparently, there is an after credits. Tony Stark's narrating the film, mostly just the beginning and end. I don't think maybe once or twice.
It was definitely the beginning.
And definitely the end. I don't think it happens a lot in the middle. But apparently the after credit sequence shows you that the narration is actually him telling this story to Bruce Banner, who apparently falls asleep. I almost
I'll just go in and watch it again just to wait for the end credits. And see
I almost wish the film had been boring just so I could say that was a really funny metaphor. But no, the film keeps you awake. I mean, there's lots of
Actually, I do admit to falling asleep for a few minutes. I was listening to everything.
2 a.m. Can you blame her?
And I was up at 3 a.m. to drive 6 hours all the way up here.
Long distance relationship.
Very long distance. I got here at 11. I had to stop at some point, guys. Come on. And
we had a nap for 3 hours before the film, which we both probably had about 15 minutes worth
each. Yeah, so you can't really blame me, okay? So
anyway, they're not blaming you yet. Although now that little rant in the comments, they're going to be complaining more just to annoy us. Well, to annoy you, I'll think it's pretty funny.
I'll find out where you live.
The internet is forever. That sounds a Bond title. The internet is forever. We've just lost the rest of the viewers.
Why are we doing this then?
What do you think of the end fight scene?
Oh, for the one reviewer left. Okay. Let's see if we can.
The end fight. It's a prototype video. The end fight scene is really cool because you have all these people, the extremists, really cool. And then you have them all powered over extremists fighting, and you've just got Tony and Rhodes, neither of which with their armour. The Iron Patriot armour's there, but it's part of this death trap for the president. Anyway, and Tony Stark activates something, and because you find out the armour that he psychics
onto. Oh, it was House Party Protocol, that was it.
Yeah, but the armour he psychically drags onto him, psychically.
He in the beginning of the film.
Mark 47 or something?
Mark 42, but in the beginning of the film, you see him inject something into his arm. That's how he can summon the armour to him.
Yeah, it's it
sends the signal. It's in him.
Changes his focus, but anyway, that happens, and but at the end he activates house party or whatever, where you find at the beginning, because right up through Iron Man 1, 2 and Avengers, you saw every armor. I mean, the one in the cave was Mark 1, the silver one he tests that flies with first is Mark 2, then the first red and gold one is Mark 3, etc.
And
I think it was like
each one is different,
Mark
does a different
6
thing.
or 7 at the end of Avengers, because I think the suitcase one counted as well in the second film. But anyway, and this you see like 30. There must be at least 35, because I'm sure, because if the one at the
because he was up
the psychic one's like 42.
Yeah.
So taking off the ones over there, must have been like 35 different armors, because all the ones from the first few films get blown up. When they attack his house, but he's got this secret underground bit under his mansion. Just all, and
it's like Jarvis.
They're the armors from the comics. I'm sure. I mean, someone showed me an image. Apparently, the one, because in one of the comics, Deadpool stole the armor and painted it to look like his costume. That one's there apparently, and there's all these ones. There's like, you can tell they're made for specific things. He even calls some of them by name.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? I forget. It's like, will someone help?
Could
someone help Hotshot Armor out?
Oh yeah, it's like a Heartbreaker. Help Heartbreaker or something. Wait, Heartbreaker help Hotshot or something.
Something like that. It's actually quite funny. I want to see more of that than just calling them by names. I mean, I'm not quite sure how they're going to improve from the fact you can apparently just tell his armors to go fight in a battle.
That just took out that just took out the human element in it, because
yeah. But anyway, yeah, he's doing this against Killian, who kidnapped Pepper Potts earlier on, and
he's injected her with extremists, yeah.
And
so she's got super strength, the super heat, and
all
power.
Tony's armors beat all the extremist people except Killian, who Tony actually uses his psychic armor, puts on Killian and tells it to self-destruct. And I thought, cool, one, that's actually quite clever. No, he survives and actually gets killed by a smaller explosion. By Pepper. Pepper actually...
She kicks ass!
She's got the superpowers from extremists. Yeah, Tony Stark's kind of a spectator at the end for the final, but
yeah, and he goes, I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah. But I think, because early on you see her in Tony's armour, she can't really control her, but I think they're kind of hinting towards... I haven't really read it, but I know in the comics at some point he gave her a suit of armour and she became another superhero. So I think if there's an Iron Man 4, we might see that, although I think how they're doing Iron Man 4 would be after Avengers 2 anyway.
Yeah, it might be a spin-off with Pepper Potts and...
that would be interesting.
Black Widow.
I think Black Widow's more likely to go with Winter Soldier from Captain America 2, because they did have a comic series, Black Widow.
Enough.
I'm waiting for a War Machine spin-off. You know, that would work, because we already like him.
Yeah, we all like him.
We already like
Who doesn't like Rhodes? Don't you dare put your hand up.
Yes, because we can see them.
Hush.
This isn't Medicure. Anyway. And then the ending... Actually, I always say it because I forget the director's name, but it's the same guy who did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was sort of a neo-modern noir film with Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. And Robert Downey Jr. narrated that as well, and... I don't really want to swear on the video, but there's a hilarious bit in the narration where he just says he's mucked up what he was narrating. He just repeatedly says the F word to the point where he just goes, oh, can I say that more? But the beginning of this has a very similar thing where he's talking about an expression and saying, I'm only saying it because this other guy said it, even though I don't know what the hell it means. And it sort of really kind of deja vu'd me to the narration in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. But either way, I mean, different director. I mean, he still played the original director, Mark Ferreira, something like that. Still plays Happy Hogan, who has a bigger role. He's
much bigger role this
time. You might have seen in the clips and trailers Tony talks about now he's out for revenge. It's Happy Hogan, his chauffeur, who almost gets killed in one of the extremist guys blowing up. But anyway, he wakes up at the end. But at the end,
all because of his program.
Yeah, he's watching Downton Abbey. Like Tony says it. The nurses go turn the telly off when visiting time's over. When Tony has to, he goes, "Oh no, leave it on." Downton Abbey's his favourite at Mike Joggers. And at the end, he wakes up and says, "Going," and the nurse goes, "What's wrong?" He points at the telly, and I don't know, maybe if I watched Downton Abbey,
maybe we'd actually understand it
maybe
more.
it was
something so gripping about it.
It was still funny. I thought it was quite... I mean, my date it. It's probably not date. I don't know how long Downton Abbey's going to last.
I don't know. I think I prefer Allo.
Yeah, the Tony Stark just brings the box set all 11 years of the lower 20 years, no, that's like 20 years, and just sticks that on for Happy Hogan to watch.
He would never wake up.
Anyway,
just buy the box set.
Anyway, the film ends happy, but it says in the narration, oh, we cured Pepper of extremists, we got over. I'm fine with that, but then it's something that goes, and then I thought I'd fix me. So we got the shrapnel out.
That was...
What? That was just so weird.
Out of nowhere, wasn't it? It was just weird.
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem like, if that was the end of the first film. Or even the second film where it's almost killed him, having an arc reactor in him. But at least, but like Avengers, he's got that whole bit where there's shrapnel trying to drag itself to my heart. This stops it. It's part of me now. And then this way, just suddenly he gets rid of it, the shrapnel, and then you just see him hold his arc reactor chest and throw it in the ocean.
Why would you do that?
It's just
okay, first of all,
yeah, throwing the one out in the first film, always what he told Pepper to, would have been a bad idea if he'd done it. So I just here's my I'm laughing too much.
Okay, come on.
I don't have to be out in the video.
Yeah, you do. Why? First of all, why would he do that? Why would he throw away such an important piece of technology? Imagine
symbolism?
It's not the matter of symbolism. He could have just, destroyed it rather than throw it.
No, I mean, destroying it would have been just as dumb.
Well, either way, he threw it off a cliff, so anyone can find it.
Arc reactor technology... That's one thing I don't get about Iron Man 2, is... They're arguing Tony Stark should hand over his armour because it should be government control. And Tony's response is, oh, but other governments are 10 years behind my armour, it doesn't matter. And then when Whiplash shows up and he's got the arc reactor, and says, there's other people have this technology. And it's like, wait, being able to build the arc reactor...
I need to take another puff.
...is not the same as being able to build a complex suit of armour.
No, I do understand that. However, what I'm saying is the arc reactor is something very potent, very powerful. Anyone who gets their hands on that kind of technology could essentially rule the world. Think about it.
Yeah, come think about Loki used an arc reactor and almost did that.
Well, yes, he's working on the cosmic cube, though.
Yeah, well, he still had to power... Yeah, he had to power the cosmic cube with an arc reactor. I just realised how weird that sounds.
Why would the cosmic cube need an arc reactor?
Now I understand why they renamed it Tesseract. A Tesseract sounds like something that needs power.
Right, exactly.
Cosmic cube sounds like it is power.
Yeah.
But,
okay, well, that answered that question from last night.
I mean, and it ends, like, he actually destroys all his armours at the end, which is sort of a thing for Pepper.
He does it for Pepper, and he calls it the clean slate protocol.
Yeah, it's like because it's consumed his life, and they talk about the fact he's always in his workshop, and when you see how many armours there are, it kind of makes sense.
Exactly. Especially when you see how many armours come out at the beginning of the battle. I mean, it's quite epic.
I suppose that actually makes sense. Maybe he built that protocol in case the Chitauri came back.
Oh, I have to say.
How easy would...
You do realise we're going to see the scroll, right?
Well, Chitauri are technically Skrull.
Fair enough.
Well, no, Chitauri are completely different, but in Ultimate Marvel, they say that their name for the Chitauri is Skrull. But I'm hoping we do see the proper Skrulls someday.
Well, we saw a glimpse of the red one.
Thanos, I don't think is actually a Skrull.
I don't know, he looks it though.
But he's not.
I know.
Anyway.
Shut up.
So I saw one video.
It's ticklish.
My weakness revealed.
To the world.
Yeah, it's just sort of... And at the end, he doesn't even build new armour. He just says, I'm Iron Man with or without the armour, which... That would be fine if we knew this was the end of Iron Man, but it's like, we know Iron Man's going to be in Avengers 2.
Yep, he's coming back. He's going to build another suit of armour.
I mean,
especially if he does give one to Pepper.
The film kind of ends on Iron Man being retired. until he started retiring from Iron Man.
You always come out of retirement.
Superheroes do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Besides, he didn't die
Except
2 days before
Mason.
retirement, so yeah.
died 2 days before retirement.
Exactly.
He's still... Wait, no, does he run the company? I know Pepin technically runs the company.
He's the CEO, but I think...
He owns it, but I don't know if he does anything.
Well, does he really need to?
Well, he did all the arc reactor stuff. He
yeah.
developed the arc
I think
reactors.
if they need... He acts on a consultancy basis.
Probably, yeah.
They pay exorbitantly for his fees.
Maybe, do you ever think they just send him to a cave in the middle of Afghan with a box of scrap just to see if he'll make another breakthrough in technology? Because I love that line, the first one. Tony Stark built it in a cave with a box of scrap!
I'm sorry, sir, but we are not Tony Stark.
God, I love these films. Is there anything else you want to say? The kid. We haven't talked about the kid. He gets a kid sidekick.
Yeah, the kid.
It's
very impressive little kid, but annoying.
He actually does some detective work about these explosions before he knows it's people exploding. Goes to one that wasn't credited to the Mandarin, but the same kind of thing that happened before to see if it. And
apparently it was this army soldier who was injected with extremis, and who was a colleague of the one of another soldier who was injected with extremis, who blew up because he couldn't regulate his dose, and that's where Happy Hogan he got hurt when he went to the hospital.
Yeah, I think we should limit spoilers to stuff we're actually going to review, not just give the spoilers.
No, I'm not exactly giving out all of the spoilers. I'm just
You're
trying to
giving away
explain
the whole reveal about the soldier.
Well, they know there are spoilers.
I'm just saying. No, we're going to talk about the kid anyway. Mena, can we actually do this seriously?
Yes, I am being serious.
She says while hiding behind me. He programs the suit to fly him there, and the suit's damaged beyond hell. It's like the suit's flying him there on its own. There's an alarm. He whistles. What's that? That's the alarm. So it's Jarvis. Jarvis has some of the brilliant lines in this one. Where it's so that's the alarm that sounds when the armor drops below 5% power. What? Phew!
No.
Crashes.
He just misses his
Anyway, he ends up in this town. No, he ends up in this tool shed he breaks into to try and fix the armor, and this kid threatens him with a potato gun. This kid comes in. And I was like, I saw this, I thought, oh, this could go either way. He's kind of got a kid sidekick for a bit, but the kid's a decent actor. The kid did a good job.
Acting wise, he's pretty
good.
good.
And the character wasn't. I mean, there was one bit when he was being annoying, but he was annoying Tony Stark, so I guess that was the point.
Yeah.
Where he was just asking questions.
Which sets off another
anxiety attack. You have an anxiety attack? Do you have any medicine for that? No. Do you want a paper bag to breathe into? No. It just goes on, but the kid's actually quite smart.
He's really
when Tony Stark's off doing his thing, the kid's fixing the armor. He's left him some instructions, and the kid actually fixes it. But I mean, I think people are going to be mixed about the kid as well. I thought he did fine. I don't think there was anything wrong with the kid.
Yeah, just a little annoying, but incredibly smart. A good character. And he is so cunning and conniving.
Oh God, there's a bit. Tony Stark's leaving to go, and especially the kid goes, "Are you leaving?
Are you going to leave me like my dad left me?
My dad did. Yeah. Yes. Are you manipulating me? I'm cold." That was hilarious because he drives off and the kid just goes, "Worth a shot." That was hilarious. Actually, no. Back to War Machine. One bit I really liked is the baddies have captured him, and they're using, because all the extremes people have heat touch, which is like their main weapon, and it's slowly melting through his chest armor.
Yeah.
To try and get him out, and the guy, he says, I'm not coming out. Fine. Opens the armor and just punches the guy in the face. That's what I love. It's like, yeah, remember, this guy is actually a soldier. I mean, he was Air Force, but yeah, he can still kick ass. I mean, that's what I said, there's a lot of bits, like the film is, like the first one is about Tony Stark, but it's like, it's not like, say, I don't want to use a bad example. I don't want to say, because I love Batman Returns. For elements, I don't really think... it's hard to explain, that'll be a different video, but it's like you noticeably miss the fact Batman appears at the beginning, and then there's like 40 minutes where even Bruce Wayne isn't really in it. But this one, it's like following Tony Stark's fine. Yeah, I haven't a problem following Tony Stark. It's just as entertaining seeing him do his thing as it is Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, you get some good scenes where he's like dragging his armor along through the snow. You might have seen that in the trailer. And this film's really nice to look at times. There's some really cool looking bits.
The action scenes are to die for.
The action's great. I don't have a problem with the action.
No
I mean,
problem.
even the end when you have hundreds of suits.
Although there was one thing I just don't understand. How do you kill those things? The extremists.
The extremist guys, yeah, like the one guy in the comic, it's like Tony Stark, the only way he manages to do it is it vaporize his head and destroy his brain, which makes sense. It's like,
well, yeah, if you cut off the head, they won't really grow, will it?
I'm guessing it's you actually have to kill them because like one of the main one's in the explosion at the beginning, and then you see him walk away. So maybe if the explosion, like, it didn't kill Happy Hogan, so maybe it didn't kill that guy.
That's because Happy Hogan took cover.
Yeah, maybe this guy did as well. I mean, this guy knew what was going to happen, so maybe he took cover. I mean,
he took some cover, but not enough.
I mean, maybe it's because there's a woman who is in a giant gas explosion he tricks her into, and you just see her lying on the electric cables, and you presume she's dead.
Actually, she might be dead because, well, in the beginning, you know that Aldrich, he does the pitch to Pepper and all about the brain and whatnot. And the brain is has its electric impulses, electric signals. So maybe that got messed up with the electric cabling.
I know it was a microwave that you use to explode, so maybe microwave
that helped as well.
Like the guy later on who just gets blasted through the chest. I mean, if it destroyed
that one, however, I don't understand.
Maybe it like destroyed his heart and his brain died before it could repair him.
No, but it would have still had enough oxygen and enough time to send the impulses to the body.
It might have started, but if he ran out of oxygen, died before his brain fully did the repairs. I mean, you don't know. It's
but it would have started, at least healed a bit of the heart.
It's sort of not fully explained how you do kill these guys. They seem to they are super strong and do heal. Like, there's a great, like, the bit right after Rhodes has punched the guy in the face, and then it's there Killian just goes, and it's got like fire breath, and Rhodes is like, "You breathe fire. I surrender now." Because I just like, yeah, I can punch the other guy in the face, but if you're breathing fire, no, I'm not going up against them. Not without my armour. I've got.
I think I fell asleep in that one.
It was hilarious. There were some good laughs, mostly with Jarvis.
Jarvis was epic. I prepared a safety briefing for you to completely ignore, which I will. Thank you, Jarvis.
So I seem to be mostly back online. My sentence structure is fine, except at the ends where I seem to use the wrong cranberries. Gosh, final thoughts. I would recommend the film. I mean, it's a different tone, different director. It's a very different story to the other two, but I'm fine with this being the continuation. I mean, there's nothing I think's particularly wrong with the film. I enjoyed it.
I think we've pointed out everything that we think is wrong with it, but
these
are just our opinions.
But I'm still hoping we get a proper Mandarin eventually.
Eventually, we hope. Maybe someone will model themselves after the Mandarin that was portrayed in this one.
Or maybe the other way around, like, there's nothing to say Killian didn't base his guy in this off a real terrorist or legendary supervillain. What else? What trailers did we get? Did we get into Darkness, Star Trek?
Yes, we did. There was that trailer.
I've seen that 100 times now.
Then there was this, The Lone Ranger.
Yes, I am actually really looking forward to that.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp is Tonto. And Tonto is so different. He's gone from just the normal sort of, this is a guy, he just happens to be Native American. He's like is he a witch doctor? I read somewhere he's like a Native American.
He's meant to be Native American, but he's just supposed to be the sidekick. He doesn't really do much.
Wait, I think they're going to
except
beef
just
him
help,
up.
yeah. They're going to beef him up and turn him into Johnny Depp.
I mean, he gets.
I'm a bit worried about.
I don't think
Tonto.
I don't think they're going to give all the attention to Tonto.
Yeah, and the
I
Lone Ranger is
think-
being done by the same team who did Pirates of the Caribbean.
The one thing that
Perhaps.
bugs me in the trailer, it comes up from the director that brought you. It just comes up with a skull
So,
and crossbones.
crossbows. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but they could have wrote Pirates of the Caribbean on it. It's like
Hey, one picture.
it's like
says
you
1,000
see.
words.
Yeah, it only works if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean. Everyone else probably thinks
I
it's
think
cut
everyone
from-
has.
Everyone else probably thinks it's
Everyone's
cut.
watched Pirates of the Caribbean.
Everyone else is like, oh, it's the same guy who directed Cutthroat Island. Screw that, I'm not seeing this.
It's like watching Total Drama Island.
Oh gosh. No. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You look forward to Into Darkness, Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah,
I have some hopes.
I do. I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see where they're going with it.
We're just going to see where it goes, and then we'll
Um,
just give it a yay or an A.
Oh, we got Man of Steel.
Yeah, but did we get that as a trailer?
I thought we did.
I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, it might have been Tuesday afternoon. I watched some of it at uni. Did we get any other? We must have gone.
We did get some more. I'm just trying to remember which ones. Something. Oh God, was it Protocol? Not Protocol. Was the one with Tom Cruise?
Olympus Has Fallen?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind.
You went the loo during the trailers anyway, so you might have missed some.
No, I just came in just as.
Oh yeah, you missed the TV trailers. We got the Kevin Bacon advert. I love the Kevin Bacon. Also, if you haven't seen them, type Kevin Bacon EE adverts. Cinema E into YouTube.
Or just type them onto Google or something.
Yeah, they are brilliant. It's like
he wants them as a sitcom.
I want it as a sitcom. It's like it's 5 Kevin Bacons, like different characters. There's Few Good Men Kevin Bacon, Friday the 13th Kevin Bacon, who has the arrow sticking out.
He likes his effects.
Hollow Man Kevin Bacon, who's invisible, obviously.
You've got Footloose Kevin Bacon.
Who's just dancing in the background with the earphones in all the time. Who's the... Apollo 13 Kevin Bacon, who's in his space. And they're like...
they kind of introduced a couple of other Bacons, but just by name only.
Oh, it's like... we need a 6th person for our EE Wednesdays for our 2-for-1 cinema tickets.
What about Trevor's Bacon?
No go. He's deep underground.
How about Flatliners Bacon?
Good call. Do. And who's the other man? We've got Footloose, Animal House, Kevin Bacon. That's it. And then you have Footloose come downstairs going, Toga, a few good men. Just to say no. Oh. Honestly, I love those. Anyway, that's probably a good place to stop. I mean, I don't know. I think we've been going like 45 minutes.
We've done quite a hefty review here.
No review, just us praising and
just
saying.
praising and yaying and naying bits and
Ultimately,
pieces of
I
Iron Man
did.
3.
This is a film I liked. Out of the 2 films I've seen this week, Iron Man 3 and Scary Movie 5.
Iron Man 3 wins hands down.
Iron Man 3, I might be tempted to go see again. If like my mates are going and they invite me, I'll probably see it again. Scary Movie 5, if someone invites me to that again, I will sit in the lobby and cry and weep quietly.
It's over. It's over. It's over.
Anyway, I need to figure out how to stop the recording.
Alright, well, thank you for listening if you've actually
Catch you later, guys. Hopefully we'll do some
Congratulations to you
more.
for staying till the end. Thank you.
Hopefully we'll get some more of these things done. I kind of want to start doing this regularly. Yeah, rip off everyone else on the internet. Anyway.
Thank you.
Catch you
Bye.
later. What's the button?